We need to talk about Jimin and why his old actions are being brought up again and he is being targeted. I also wanted to get into J-Hope being called by Jin at the military and what happened there. And then we need to talk about what people believe to be illegal action from RM. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hate it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, a tea spilling with merch, and let's go. If you aren't aware of this issue between RM and a temple, let me fill you in quickly, and if you do know, just bear with me. RM visited a temple on his time off. This wasn't a public situation and definitely was not supposed to be, meaning that everything that RM did at the temple and even his visit would and probably should be kept private, and we should not know about it. However, soon after RM left and posted some photos, it was believed that the monk of the temple spoke to the media. The monk denied this, so take it as you will. However, RM was very upset and made several Instagram stories about it, saying that he had no idea there would be articles about his visit and that his private conversation about the military would be reported in the news. RM talked about how this should have been kept low-key and he will be visiting another temple next time. All of this circulated pretty quickly and a lot of armies were very upset. Some were reporting the temple to Hybe, as if Hybe didn't know about this. You know that if RM is aware, Hybe is probably aware, but I would usually urge everyone to not send hate and to keep going about your day-to-day. Sending hate to the temple in which a lot of people find happiness and hope is not good and probably not good for your spiritual energy. But being upset about it is fine. But don't send hate to the religion either or claiming that this specific religion is the problem here. It's not. There were also rumors now circulating around that RM is filing to take legal action on the specific monk or temple. And a lot of people believe this to be true. You cannot take legal action on someone who did not break any rules. Did the alleged situation break the trust of RM and would it be ethically bad? Yes, that part is clear. RM made that very clear and how he felt about the situation. However, if the monk did break the conversation to the media, that is not against the rules. The monk didn't, to my knowledge, sign an NDA. Him talking to the media about it only violates the trust of RM and not any specific legal rules. And the conversation that did leak to the media never made RM look bad, so it's not defamatory. I don't think the company or RM would have much legal standing here. The best thing a lawyer could just tell RM to do is just to not go to that temple anymore. I get very frustrated when armies tend to think that every little thing that happens with the boys is something that someone can take legal action on. That makes no sense. That's like if a friend accidentally spilled water on you and you're like, okay, we're going to court. I just don't understand how so many people have anger issues and just want to see fire. I would rather see peace and quiet. And also, I want to add, if you do believe in karma, then wishing someone else something bad to happen to them is not good. So just mind your thing, improve your life, and don't attack people. Quote Hobie when he said, "Hate will paralyze your mind." I did think this story is interesting though, and I thought reading everyone's thoughts and opinions were very interesting. There's also been a lot of controversial thoughts surrounding the idea of Taeyang from Big Bang and Jimin. Their collab has officially been confirmed and they will be releasing a song called Vibe. I'm sure the song will literally be a vibe. But since Jimin has now been in the news more recently due to the collab, people have been looking up old stories and old moments to crucify Jimin for, and I don't like that. One particular thing that people are trying to do is paint Jimin to be a criminal, because when you have nothing to attack someone on, you have to make something up. So what is the old story that people are bringing up now? There were some issues with Big Hit's mailing system. I would imagine since the boys have moved apartments or have moved around a lot, that their mail or bills would just be easier to be mailed right to Big Hit, and then either like Jimin's assistant or whatever can deal with paying those bills off. This way they don't get overdue, and if Jimin isn't in town, it would be quite difficult to even be aware of it. And perhaps not every company has an automatic payment thing set up. So Jimin apparently didn't receive the several notices to pay his health insurance premium. So according to Korean law, the health insurance company is allowed to seize Jimin's apartment. Jimin's apartment is allegedly worth $4.7 million. I don't care if Jimin goes through his entire life and doesn't pay his health insurance. The cost of that insurance will never be worth or the same price as Jimin's apartment. I don't understand how that was a thing that happened. But anywho, once Jimin found out, of course, he paid it in full and got his apartment back. Big Hit released a statement clarifying that the situation was all and well. However, every now and then, Jimin is accused of not paying his bills. And this is very unfortunate how people are trying to tack on something to Jimin that really isn't a big deal. I'm sure we've all dealt with forgetting to pay our bills or something like that. Does that make us all criminals? And the people who are saying this, I bet they have many bills they don't pay, because there's no way they have a job if they're sitting there attacking Jimin for this. No matter what, Jimin would never go to jail or or have criminal charges because he can always afford to pay it off. Him not paying is clearly a result of him not getting the notice, not a lack of funds. And a lot of these hate comments don't come from people who dislike BTS. They actually come from people who are solo fans of specific members. And there's this theory and joke going around that no one dislikes Jimin more than BTS fans do. And I don't believe that to be true. There are a lot of people who claim to be BTS fans, but if you hate one member, you're not a BTS fan. They're just trying to ruin the hype of Jimin and Taeyang's collaboration, or trying to make it seem like Jimin doesn't deserve the success because they would rather the other members have it. It hurts when I see this because they only write these mean comments or say these mean things because they know Jimin is so kind. They think that they can just get away with it. It's been a very emotional month or so with BTS. Can we not add unnecessary drama to the mix? We have already had a very stressful Jin military situation. There's actually been a lot of questions over who Jin calls when he has a moment to update his loved ones on what is going on. We all know that during J-Hope's New Year's live stream that he did after his performance on Rocking Eve, which we do react to over on Patreon. If you would like to fangirl with me, the limited $1 tier is currently open, so I hope to see you there. But right after that show, he did a live stream thanking ARMYs and updating everyone. J-Hope talked about how he received a random call and he did not pick up as he probably tends to think it's stalkers. But then J-Hope received a text asking him to pick up, and the person that was calling was Jin. A lot of people were very touched that Jin reached out, but what exactly happened behind the scenes here at the camp? Well, Jin has been doing amazing at the camp. It was reported by several people that he aced each activity in flying colors and even becomes the model example. So he will do the activity perfectly and then model it to other people on how they need to do it. And Jin is probably used to doing that as the eldest in BTS. So as a reward, Jin was allowed some time to reach out to his friends or family with a call. When people found out that he was only allowed one call but used it to call J-Hope, I think everyone was shocked because, well, of course, J-Hope and Jin are super close. Why J-Hope? Why not Jin's mother? Or why not Jungkook? What specifically is the relationship between J-Hope and Jin? Well, likely not particularly closer than any other member, but it seemed like Jin knew of J-Hope's schedule and knew that in that particular moment in which Jin would call, that J-Hope would be the one that would be the most available. And Jin was correct. And when Jin tried to call J-Hope and J-Hope didn't pick up, Jin tried to text J-Hope and J-Hope was able to respond to those texts right away. However, of course, all that makes a lot of sense. This isn't specifically confirmed by any member, but just speculation on what probably happened. And it's very likely. And I do quite believe it too. Jin went ahead on the phone with J-Hope to talk about his experience at the camp. Jin talked about how he felt and was acing everything and was feeling good. J-Hope assured ARMYs that he was being treated well. It seemed like with J-Hope's message that Jin did miss everyone and was looking forward to seeing everyone. I think they will all be reunited soon. Obviously, Jin won't be by the other members' side the entire time, as the other members will need to go through the gas chamber and stuff and all of that on their own, since Jin would already be shipped off to a different camp by the time the other members show up. But I think Jin is making a lot of new friends and friends for life. When Jin leaves the camp, I have no doubt he will have left with friends that he will eventually try to have dinner and lunch with often. And I think this is absolutely beautiful, and honestly, I kind of wish I was there training with them all too. Maybe I can get an extra muscle on my bony arm. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.